He's going to hunt you down. He's going to find out what's going on. And that's good. That's good for everybody. That's how you should be looking at this. Like, wow, we have a brilliant mind that is examining these really corrupt and goofy systems and bringing in a bunch of psychopath wizards.
Joe Rogan isn't staying quiet, and this time he's calling out Whoopi Goldberg. The controversy started after Whoopi claimed that Elon Musk was using his money and influence to sway government policies. The problem was, she didn't present any evidence to support those accusations. She sounded confident, but there was no verified proof that Musk had done anything illegal. Soon after her comments spread online, Elon reportedly fired back with a $900 million defamation lawsuit. According to the filing, his legal team argued that her remarks led to an immediate drop in Tesla's stock price. They also claimed the statements could hurt future business opportunities and increase concerns among investors. On top of that, Musk's lawyers asked for a full public retraction and an apology from Whoopi. They also argued that financial damages were necessary to make up for the harm they say her comments cause.
How's Elon handling this whole... He probably like, what the...
Yeah, he was definitely what the... And he was happy that the ADL, of all people, defended him.
When Whoopi appeared in court, the situation reportedly became much more serious. Reports claim she grew emotional, breaking down in tears and admitting she never expected her comments to end up in a major legal battle. During the hearing, she also apologized for the impact her remarks had caused. While acknowledging Elon Musk's success as a businessman, she said she still had concerns about the influence large corporations can have on politics. Elon Musk's legal team, however, argued that Whoopi presented her statements as facts rather than opinions, making the dispute about defamation instead of free speech. Joe Rogan also weighed in on the case during his podcast. He said Whoopi's emotional response came too late and argued that public figures with massive audiences should be much more careful before making serious accusations without evidence. Rogan also criticized The View, saying the show should have pushed for proof before allowing those claims to be presented.
We're not really making the world a better place.
Right.
You're just allowing these financial institutions to enact control over corporations. And it's a really shifty, weird way they're doing it by making it seem like they're trying to make the world a better, more equal place.
Joe Rogan argued that the case wasn't really about free speech. It was about accountability. He said Whoopi used her platform on The View to make serious claims and only changed her tone once she was faced with legal consequences. Rogan also pointed to what he saw as a double standard, saying some public figures call for accountability from others but struggle to accept it when they're the ones being criticized. He added that Whoopi should have understood the responsibility that comes with speaking to millions of viewers. According to Rogan, accusations like the ones she made about Elon Musk can't simply be dismissed as personal opinions when they're shared on such a large platform. Rogan also criticized what he viewed as her attempt to walk back those comments after the lawsuit was filed. He argued that becoming emotional in court and saying her words were misunderstood didn't erase the fact that the claims had been made without evidence. In his view, the case reflects a bigger issue in today's media, where people make bold statements without thinking about the consequences, then shift their position once they're held accountable. His comments struck a chord with many listeners who have become increasingly critical of Whoopi's public remarks.
Everyone had something to say, but no one said, oh, well, how you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing? Because it involves so many other things, and I think that it is a matter of how we treat ourselves.
But I get people think things are funny because they don't think about the person they're making fun of. You and I are both guilty of doing that.
Of course.
On his podcast, Joe Rogan argued that the media helped fuel the controversy surrounding Whoopi. He said that after her comments about Elon Musk, many outlets quickly picked up the story without taking the time to question whether the claims were accurate. Instead of focusing on verification or presenting different viewpoints, he argued that they repeated the allegations, which gave many people the impression that Musk had done something improper. Rogan also criticized The View, saying he believes the show has moved away from simply discussing the facts and has become more focused on promoting a particular political or social viewpoint. In his opinion, that creates an environment where questionable claims can spread more easily if they match a preferred narrative. He pointed to the media's continued support of Whoopi even after Musk filed his lawsuit, arguing that some outlets were more interested in defending her than examining the facts. Rogan called that response both unfair and concerning. He also claimed that if a conservative television personality had made similar accusations against a well-known liberal figure, the media reaction would likely have been much harsher.
This is the most important part. This was right after she was saying, we are run by ABC News. You should trust us, not Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. So she by saying we should trust them because they're double checked by ABC News, and then making the stupidest statement.
Joe Rogan argued that if a conservative public figure had made the same kind of accusations, the media would have immediately demanded evidence. But because, in his view, Whoopi's comments fit a broader narrative about wealthy business leaders and political influence, he believed they received far less scrutiny. Rogan said the issue goes beyond just Whoopi Goldberg and Elon Musk. To him, the bigger question is whether people in the media should be held to the same standard as everyone else when making serious public claims. He summed up his position by saying that anyone with a large platform has a responsibility to use it wisely, and if they spread false information, they should be prepared to face the consequences.
Well, their audience is not really their audience. Their audience is a group of people they bring in to watch television shows. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen audiences before for TV shows, but a lot of them are paid. They're paid to be there.
As the backlash continued to grow, Whoopi Goldberg tried to clear up the controversy, but her explanation only added more fuel to the debate. She said her comment about Elon Musk was meant to be a joke, but given how and when she originally made the remark, many people found that explanation hard to believe.
You know, when you're a certain age, you use words that you know from when you were a kid or you remember saying, and that's what I did today, and I shouldn't have. I should have thought about it a little longer before I said it, but I didn't. I'm really, really sorry.
Joe Rogan didn't accept Whoopi's explanation. On his podcast, he argued that her original comment wasn't delivered as a joke. It was made during a serious discussion about Elon Musk's alleged political influence, so he believed calling it a joke afterward was simply an attempt to avoid the fallout. Rogan also questioned her emotional reaction after the lawsuit was filed. He argued that if the remark had truly been harmless, there wouldn't have been such a dramatic response once legal action began. In his view, her reaction suggested she understood the seriousness of what she had said. Whoopi's co-hosts on The View came to her defense. Joy Behar said the comment had been misunderstood, while Sunny Hostin argued that Musk's lawsuit was meant to intimidate. Rogan disagreed, saying the original statement was too direct to be dismissed as a simple misunderstanding. He also pointed out that Whoopi's explanation didn't match the way she first made the comment. There was no sign she was joking at the time, and it came across as a serious accusation. Rogan said this reflects a larger problem in today's media, where people often claim something was just a joke or taken out of context only after facing criticism. He added that this wasn't the first time Whoopi had walked back controversial remarks, arguing it showed a pattern of speaking first and dealing with the consequences later.
Everybody makes the choice in life. If I have to be concerned that you are upset with me, you're thinking, oh, you and I have a connection. You don't realize there are 10,000 other people who are yelling the same stuff at me.
The lawsuit is still ongoing and is expected to be a closely watched legal fight. Reports say Musk's legal team is gathering evidence to argue that Whoopi's comments were false and harmed his reputation. They also plan to claim that the statements may have affected how business leaders and public officials view him. One thing seems clear, neither Elon Musk nor Joe Rogan appears ready to back down. Rogan has continued to argue that Whoopi should be held accountable, while Musk seems committed to seeing the case through. What do you think about the situation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates and discussions.